Okay.
There's a responsibility we have towards animals. We use them, we shut them up, keep them from their natural food and water, keep their natural food and water from them. That means we have to feed and water them. Take their food away, rope them, harness them, and that means we have to supply a different sort of safety for them. Take away its ability to take care of itself, then I've got to take care of it. This quote from My Friend Slicka by Mary O'Hare is the basis of the issue of animal experimentation. Animals in captivity aren't able to take care of themselves, so it is scientists and researchers are obligated to take care of them. Those who oppose animal experimentation argue that animals aren't treated fairly in the laboratory. And also, there's no need to use animals in experimentation. I believe that animals are a must for advancements in our society, and that we couldn't get otherwise if we didn't use them. The three main points that I'm going to be talking to you about today is the treatment of animals in laboratory, animals, the idea of animals versus humans, and the importance of animal experimentation. The treatment of animals in laboratories. Monkeys, rats, and mice are a few of the animals that are used for the purpose of research. And it's not taken lightly, even mice, which I kind of don't like. I wish we did have mice, but we have them, but I don't mind them being used in experimentation. Multiple regulations on the use of animals have been implemented in the science community. The AWA, which is the Animal Welfare Act, was passed in 1966, and it clearly writes out the regulations of each animal, the use of animals. People that use animals for experimentation purposes need to be licensed and are subject to random searches. So like if they come during the time, so you don't know that they're coming, and they check and see if you're keeping the animals in care. Also, there are many guidelines on the amount of food provided and the space of where they stay, and also the temperature under which they're kept and how they are transported. Kieran Sokol, a veterinarian at Rockefeller University, said, "These animals are better kept than most humans. As per the Act, animals are treated humanely in laboratory settings, and the AWA was amended 6 times and is bound to be changed again. Also, scientists are constantly taught new ways and methods, and they're constantly trained on new ideas. One theory that is widely accepted right now, and people like Carolyn Howard, who is a coordinator at Johns Hopkins Medical Center of Alternative Testing, is the 3 R's, which is replacement, reduction, refinement. Replacement is simply using a non-animal alternative, so just not using an animal. And reduction is reducing the number of amounts of animals used in the laboratory. And refinement is minimizing infliction of pain and suffering on animals. Animals are being treated humanely. There's no way. They're constantly regulated. Scientists are looking for new ways, methods to protect animals. The next idea is animals versus humans. So why do we use animals? Most of us have pets and can understand the emotional attachment we have with them. But to put your own moral values and beliefs onto animals is wrong. Many activists, such as Javier Burgers, president of the Nature of Wellness, said, "If your dog Fido gets sick and we're dying, do you think it would be scientifically possible, and I mean scientifically possible, to cure your dog by conducting a research on your Uncle Walter?" I'm pretty sure if this situation was in reverse, most of us would say yes. If we had the ability to save somebody by the use of animals, we would all mostly agree that it's okay. animal research not only provides advancements for society as a whole, not only for humans, but society as a whole, which includes animals as well. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the veterinarians, but there's vaccines and antibiotics and stuff that are used on animals as well. And the other idea the opposition makes is human testing. I mean, there's nobody that's completely like us, no species, so why not use humans? This is true, but there's so many ethical issues that come along with using humans. In the case of an experiment gone wrong, according to Rosenthal, reporter of the New York Times, the TGN 1412, which was extensively tested on monkeys, was supposed to help the conditions of rheumatoid arthritis and leukemia. But during 6 trials on humans, it showed significant side effects of vomiting, convulsion at a dangerous rate. Most of the individuals that were tested on were economically struggling, and so the idea of like when it's tough to put somebody in a situation where you tell them that we're going to pay you to be experimented on. As human beings, it's more humane and socially and emotionally acceptable to use animals in the name of research than it is humans. Society is advancing because of the use of animal experimentation. There have been many vaccines, such as the polio and the new developments in treatment of AIDS and cancer. Some oppose these advancements because it has misled researchers, like the example of the TGN experiment. Animal testing is part of the process, but outcomes are fatal. All of this is a part of the scientific process, such as the scientific process. A world without trials and errors would stay consistently the same. In conclusion, we are responsible to provide safety and support for animals. Laws and regulations, such as the AWA, have strict guidelines on almost everything from the amount of food and water provided to the transportation. New ideas and training are constantly taught to keep the science community up to date for the safety of animals. Animals are the genetically closest beings to humans, as we tend to project our moral values on how animals feel, but animals and humans are not comparable. Research on animals has led society to become more advanced, and such with develops a vaccine, a countless amount of lives have saved due to these. Stopping animal research will be fatal to our future. Animal experimentation is justified for the advancement of society.
Michael, what did you think?
The intro was the beginning of the quote that you stated was kind of long, so it took a while, like where you were going, but the topic of animals was pretty good. You showed a good preview. The current argument of the 3 R's, that's really good because it's updated. And some of the examples may be more clear because some of them weren't as clear. You can go more in depth to it. And it wasn't really organized in argumentation-wise, but it did flow it did go by your 3 previews, and the conclusion was okay.
All right. I thought the opening quote was a little complicated and not delivered as smoothly as it could be, so it ended up being confusing. The subject area is clear, but your point of view is not as clear as it should be. It should be much more straightforward. your exit line tells us exactly what your point of view is. That should be at the front of the speech, you know, and that would be so much clearer for the rest of the presentation. Let me stop for just